streaming right now.
You've been busy with other stuff, haven't you, this week? Because there's not many videos.
Right.
Hello, guys.
Looks like we are probably on. Yeah, there I am.
Yeah, we're on. I hope we're
At
on.
last. So, welcome back, guys. We've got Charles here as well. He's not visible yet because I need to turn him on. Not in that way, but welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. It's episode 5, and this episode is going to be about commuting e-bikes, modded electric cars, and other stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. I think this one. Charles has got loads of questions, and right. So let's flick over to the other screen there. If you want to join us on Discord as well, you'll need the Discord link. Which
hi Raman, how are we doing tonight?
You can put that in.
Right, got 19 people in already, which is all good.
Here we go. So I'm gonna bring you in. Welcome back, Charles. How you doing?
Hey, here he is. I don't know what I've got on the background of my TV. It was meant to be Andy. It is a Andy Kirby video. Oh, it's an ad.
No beers tonight.
I'm on the beers.
I've got my tea. Is that back to front, by the way? That.
What's that? My camera?
No, that showing in the camera.
Oh, it is, yeah. So it's fine on mine, but on the stream it's the other way around. So there's something going on somewhere between OBS and YouTube.
I'm back to front, which is weird, isn't it?
Should we make a start because we jumped in late?
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. We've got sort of 19 viewers.
Our mechanic friend is in the chat as well, Mr.
In
M-Tech.
the house. Okay,
should we talk about him quickly? What radio have you got him into?
Oh God, yeah, he's getting involved in radio. He's already bought himself a nice big antenna to stick up, and there'll be some experiments happening, I think.
That's all nice. Right, so we're going to start our night. We're a bit late, so we're going to get right into it. With tuning boxes and remapping. I wanted to start on the old Twizy.
So this is the Twizy. This is about the Twizy.
Yeah. So we're talking about. So this is what's going to come. We're going to talk about the past in a minute. You know, me and Andy have got complete pointless knowledge about cars that we could go on for days about. But we're going to look at tuning the future. So what have you actually done to the Twizy?
So the Twizy has got. What haven't I done? The Twizy power wise, if we keep it on power, it's got a power box by a guy called Kenneth Nielsen, which who has just basically created like a CAN bus power box, a tuning box effectively, but it's not a tuning box as you would kind of think. It's not like a tuning box like for petrol or diesel, which I think you want to talk about later. It basically removes all of the limits of power and limited top speed. So you can actually, rather than get like 50 mile an hour top speed, it will, go soaring past 50 to whatever it will unload at, like probably 65 mile an hour, something like that. The torque goes from like 50 Newton meters, which isn't a huge amount, up to 100 Newton meters, which for a 450 odd kilo car makes quite a lot of difference.
With or without driver, is that weight?
Yeah, without. So,
because if that was me, I'd be like, that's like a fourth of me. Like I would add another fourth onto that car, pretty much.
Yeah, it's same. I mean, the thing with the power box, what's really interesting is that I've been running this power box for about 3-4 years now, and the car's done nearly 10,000 miles with basically the power box on, because it had a few hundred miles when I got it, and it's still running absolutely fine. There's no issues. The thing with that is,
that sort of the battery? Would that speed up the whole battery disintegration?
Degradation.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's probably. I think the thing is the way Renault kind of made this car is they were pretty conservative with how it was to start with, because they were on a learning curve. They were on a learning curve of like how how these things are going to last. Like they didn't particularly know, how long lithium-ion batteries cycle-wise were going to last. So I think it was a bit of a test in the water to see, how these things work. And the battery technology is not any different to what's kind of in a lot of the modern cars now. It's not out of date. It's just a small battery. But because they
Well,
had a
it's all-
leasing scheme, they
yeah.
had like a leasing scheme where you paid monthly for the battery. And because of that, I think they were being very conservative about what. And obviously, they didn't want people, coming up to roundabouts and ending up going sideways because the thing will understeer like horrendously if you've got,
What's, what's the
extra
problem?
power.
What's the problem with that?
Yeah, no, it's not a
I
problem, is
don't.
it?
No. You crash it. You crash a car. It's
It's
on
not a
you.
problem for us.
So what sort of if you were to put that on a dyno, and we should really sort that out actually because that's a
Yeah,
great
I think
video.
it wouldn't fit, would it?
What sort of power would you expect horsepower wise?
Well, it's running. It will peak at 400 amps. So if you take 400 amps times, the voltage drop of the battery, fully charged battery is probably going to come down. So I think it's around 50 volts. So 20,000. That's 20 kilowatts. Convert that into horsepower. What's a horsepower these days? Call it. Is it 7.6 something? So I think it might be. So it's probably like 20 something horsepower, under 25 horsepower.
Yeah, you could still probably leave me for dead at the lights. I
From
reckon.
a standstill up to
Yeah.
25 mile an hour, I'd probably say yeah.
That's all that matters.
Even the TT wouldn't have
Yeah.
spooled by the time that's gone.
Yeah, it's a good thing you
from the
talk
lights.
about the TT because you've modded that extensively.
Yeah.
I happen to know you've done pretty much a stage 3 on it. But
Yeah.
do you want to explain that to all the people that might not understand?
So yeah, I mean that's a funny one. I decided to just keep that car because it's a great little car. I love the chassis. I love the fact that it's like a nice little slick coupe, and I love like the interior. There's so many things about that car that if I was to change it for like something like a Tesla Model 3, which I considered, I'm like, do you know what? There's so many Teslas around.
You
It's
did
just
consider quite a bit, didn't you? You looked at the Defender, didn't you? But you didn't.
yeah. I mean,
It was a cost. It's a lot of money for a car, just a Land Rover, isn't it? Let's be honest.
yeah. I mean, Defenders. The thing is, I like fast cars, and
Yeah.
I've always want to have something quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna.
A Defender will never be quick.
It's not that.
They might-
It's a
They
nice
do a
car. But
V8.
for me, it
Have you
would
seen the
be
V8
like
version?
yeah. But then
Have
they're
you heard
not.
the- Yeah. Have you heard the V8 version?
Yeah, they do sound nuts. I haven't heard a Defender V8.
Have you seen
Do they
Yanni's?
make that in a small? Do they make that in the 2-door?
Yeah,
one?
I think they do. Yanni's got one, and well, he bought his wife one and liked it a lot, so he bought himself one. Imagine having that lifestyle.
Yeah,
It'd be so good, wouldn't it?
It's pretty good, but things don't really make you happy. It's
So
do for a little while, but
we've dabbled on the TT. So I'm pretty sure you done hybrid turbos on that, didn't you? Or did you do a whole turbo?
yeah. So that has got. It started off on a stage 1, just a normal chip tune, which was.
Let's be honest.
It made a lot of difference. I mean, I always thought when I had my first TT, they lacked something. It was just very dumbed down.
Yeah.
200 and something horsepower.
Yeah.
Not great. But then after that, I obviously got rid of that, and then I came back to the TT like 10 years later when there were a lot more of them around, and the tuning thing for the EA 888 engine had really moved on. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. I mean, there's some out there running like 600-700 horsepower, and torque figures like 500, 600 newton meters on the standard gearboxes, which can handle it. It's not a problem. But yeah, so it's got a Devil's a Litco turbo on it, so it's like a hybrid turbo. So it's the same turbo as what's in the TTS, right? Okay. It's the same turbo as what's in the TTS, but it's a lot more reliable because they had a lot of problems with those original turbos in those. So you find a lot of TTSs with broken turbos, which is unusual for like an Audi performance Audi. But so it's got better flow and everything else, and they're good for. I mean, it's pushing like 450, 440. I think it's pushing 440 brake on it with like 500 newton meters of torque, which is.
I don't think if you were to have a bit of fun at the lights, I don't think you're sort of being gapped by many things.
No, it's pretty insane. And because it's 4-wheel drive, and that's another thing about the because it's not really pure 4-wheel drive, but it's because it's got like a Haldex system on it. It's the same system as what the R8's got, the Audi R8, but it's the other way around. So rather than being rear-wheel drive biased, it's it's front-wheel drive biased. But it absolutely flies. I think it's 3.4 0 to 60 now, something like that.
You know why do you know why the hybrid turbo became a thing?
Why was that? It's just because it's cheaper to.
It's insurance, so your turbo size doesn't change. So back in the day, obviously they would have taken. I'm guessing they would have taken your turbo size down if you were to modify it.
Yeah.
And so basically a hybrid turbo, for everyone that doesn't know, pretty much you gut it. So the whole turbo, you take everything off inside, and you make it more efficient inside. So you change a turbine, which is like a spinny thing inside that spins at they spin at like 100k RPM.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's above.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Above that.
Yeah, that's why you get also turbo lag. So you're waiting for the exhaust gases to build up to then spawn more air and more petrol into the engine.
Which is why they sort of come up with like electric turbos to spool it up. So because now you've got brushless motors. So we used to do like model aircraft, and the fan RPMs on the electric ducted fans were like touching like 90,000, 100,000 RPM from like 12 volts, which is absolutely freaking nuts. And these things were just like.
I'm wondering as well. I don't know. I always wonder what would happen. I don't think it's possible, like without probably carbon nanotubes or not. If you were to get that turbo spinning so fast, the speed of light, would it still be? I'm guessing there'd be a lot of what if. Yeah, pretty much. Like, would it be efficient?
It'd go back to before you had the turbo fitted.
Yeah. Would it be efficient? Like, you'd only get it to 99.999%. That's a bit of a theoretical question that takes a lot of skill to work out what would actually happen.
God knows.
Talk about my little BMW.
Yeah, your BM's great.
Yeah, my little BM's good. 1.5. You know, it sounds good from what I've had the reports of Andy.
It's a good. Well, what is it? Second car?
First car? Yeah, it's my third car.
Third.
So I had a diesel Clio, which the mileage got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was the highlight of that car. My last car, I'm not sure what happened to it. I traded it in at BM when I got mine. And it's the number plate was LO10FAM. Low fam.
Oh my god.
Rude boy. Yeah, we're talking about all these like modifications, and I'm guessing sort of a few people are asking like, why haven't you started modifying the hell out of yours? I have to an extent. So I put an air filter in it. I put a cat back in. I've done some sort of visual mods. I won't do a remap on it because there's another YouTuber called Brett Benz, and there's another video as well. I think I sent you that video a little while back, didn't I? It was a remap. It was a remap shop where they had one of my cars in that had a map on it, and pretty much,
that's right.
Yeah, pretty much. They tested the compression. They were getting 4 bar, I think it was.
Wow.
On one of the pistons, pretty much this whole engine. So it had just literally gone through one of the cylinders. Yeah, and literally.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Yeah, the piston had scraped the inside.
Yeah,
of the.
They do that.
Yeah, and it pretty much ruins the whole engine.
Yeah, it's not good. It's too much. It's too much for it, wasn't it? What were they running?
My one's running a 136. It's the same engine as in the i3, running 60 brake horsepower. So I think in the i3 it's only a generator.
Yeah,
but
it's a generator. Yeah.
The other interesting thing as well is they're running 220 bhp in the i8s.
Okay.
Same engine.
On that same engine?
Yeah, same platform.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm going to get this up actually. It's the B38 it's called. They've got, I don't know if you've heard of the BMW 2 litre, which is also in the Minis as well, which is the B48.
B48,
It's a modular engine, so they can literally just slip on another cylinder.
Yeah, okay.
And then the straight stick is the B58, which is in the 140 and all the 40 cars.
They just have another one.
They'd slip another 2 on because it's a straight 6.
Straight 6. Amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
it's
mean,
been
it's changed a lot, hasn't it? I mean, since the
yeah,
old days. And now,
yeah.
I mean, we've got the Triple Eight 4 now, haven't we? There's the new GTIs, the new Golf GTIs have got that. I still find it mad that
Yeah.
obviously, the
There's a lot you can
TT.
do. There's also a lot you can do with a 4-pot these days as well. 4-pot 2 litre. That
Oh,
seems to be
it's unbelievable. Yeah.
yeah. It seems to be the way sort of car manufacturers are going. Just 2 litres. But you probably
Well,
remember the days
less
of
they're
rallying when
going.
rallying was big.
Yeah.
How much horsepower were they getting back then?
Yeah.
From just a 4-pot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And
it's not always needed, is it? I mean,
yeah,
the
I don't know
sound
if
of the
you remember-
sounds of the
yeah.
modern V6s are crazy, but
Mm,
the
I
four
think
pots
I
do
think
sound good.
you probably remember the days when you first started driving of the old "there's no replacement for displacement." But I think that saying is now like finished.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like you
mean,
remember
what
back in the, do you
Formula
remember in
One
the
cars are 1.7, aren't they? They're
yeah?
1.6 or
Oh, hell yeah,
1.7.
hell yeah! I'm going to claim I got a Formula One car now.
Yeah,
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 so Formula One, they're trying to push to like make the most of little, aren't they? That's pretty much what it is these days, isn't it?
Have you seen? Yeah, have you seen the AMG one? It was on the
I
Top Gear this week.
no, I don't. You know my opinion on Top Gear now.
Yeah, but I had that opinion. I had that
Yeah,
opinion as well, and
yeah.
I didn't watch it
Mm,
for ages. But I
mm,
actually watched it, and I thought, fair play to them. They were doing very high speeds on an autobahn, just because they can. And I
mm,
just thought that's a good bit of telly. Actually,
mm.
that's a good bit of
We
TV.
should, we should do a little trip over. I would actually be quite interested. A little trip to Germany.
Yeah, that would be good.
Take
Um,
take the BM, take the Audi. That'd be a great little blast. I'd
it would
I'd
be
be
good.
miles behind, but I'll catch up eventually.
Yeah, no,
And so
you got to be
yeah,
doing some serious speed to lose everyone. But
mm,
yeah,
yeah. So getting back onto the tuning and remapping, we want to talk about tuning boxes. I don't know if you've ever played about with one of these at all.
No, do you know what? I've not,
Mm.
because of
You
obvious
just
reasons.
know,
It's like, just
yeah,
go straight to the
mm,
source rather than
professionals.
try and
Yeah. So
do a
a
cheap
tuning
out
box,
version of
yeah, they
something.
pretty much are. A tuning box for anyone that's noticed is or everyone that's sort of wondering, is pretty much a box that you buy. It's got a load of wires, and you plug it into. I think most of them do the fuel rail, like the turbo pressure.
Yeah,
And you plug it in, and then you plug the other end into your ECU.
just
Now, pretty much
faking it, isn't
what
it?
pretty much what it does is, if say you've got 1 bar of boost that
Mm.
your ECU is asking for, so you're driving along. What that tuning box will do is it will crank that up to 2 bar.
Yeah,
So you're pushing more you're pushing more into your turbo, and it's going to up the fuel pressure rail slightly.
yeah.
But how do you know that tuning box knows your car inside out and
Well,
knows
no, it
what it's
doesn't.
doing? Yeah.
It can't tell what else is going on. So if something happens with the car and it starts to back off
Mm,
boost, the normal ECU will start to back off the boost. It won't know where anything's at, will it? Because
yeah,
all
yeah.
the sensors data has been
Yeah,
skewed.
yeah. The ECU's doing one thing, and this tuning box is doing another thing,
Mm.
and they're just gonna,
They fight each other
it's
basically.
the blind leading the blind. Your car's gonna,
Mm.
how many sensors are in a modern car? How many?
Yeah.
It's not.
So
It.
it's not. I wouldn't
Mm,
advise
my,
that.
my,
I mean, if
yeah.
you're trying to do something cheap and you're trying to mess around with like an old car or something, maybe you could just muck around and it might
Price
be fine.
price
But
you pay for one of these tuning boxes though, you could just get a map. Like get a
yeah,
full ride, get a dyno, a dyno, getting a car on a dyno and getting a mapper that knows what he's doing or she's doing. Yeah, that is probably the best way you're gonna get your car to be what it needs to be.
yeah, it's the only way to do it. I think if I was to do it all again, I wouldn't even get someone to do like a generic map, which is just basically taking a map off the shelf and then just installing it on your car, and it just increases the power and everything
You
like
say
that,
that
based
you,
on what they've done with their own tests on a car straight from the factory or one of their
you
cars
say
that they've
that
tested it on.
you say that there is some fantastic out there now these days. So there's
What's that?
Revo,
What, generic?
Revo, yeah, Revo maps.
Yeah, well,
They're some of the
yeah. not as
the
good as not nowhere near as good as
oh, you're never
an
going to
actual
get
proper
as
map.
good, but you must be 95% there.
I don't know because the thing is they didn't their map doesn't do the gearbox, and the gearbox is actually the main thing. It's like that is how it distributes the torque. It's actually better to have a gearbox map that's done with like
Yeah,
combined
but
with
the
with the
gearbox
actual
map is quite generic anyway, because you're only
um
you,
yeah.
unlike an engine, a gearbox is going to be very very similar. So
Oh yeah, there
where
won't be a lot of difference between the
no,
different
and
ones,
the only
but
thing you're doing
it's
when you
got
map
a
a gearbox,
complement.
yeah, when you're mapping a gearbox, you're only cranking up the pressures the clutches are holding, and
No, no, it's a lot more than that. It's
yeah, oh
changes
yeah,
of
100%. It
where
changes
the
all the torque as well, so you
yeah.
can push more torque in other gears.
Because what they did with mine is
Mm.
we first of all had an issue where it was it was
You
actually
bricked it, didn't
revving out too far, and it basically just like I had a shutdown. I had one
you?
complete shutdown saying, and it said driving system failure, which was pretty
Yeah.
scary, and that was like running it right out on the
Mm.
gears. So what he actually did, what Ben did was Ben from Devil was what he did was just he just toned it down slightly. He just changed where it changes gear, put some extra bits in. I mean, he said you can basically on the software that he's got, you can turn every warning off in the car. You can just turn it all off,
Yeah.
and you can just go balls out, and
Mm.
you're luck of the gods. But it's very clever what they do. I'm actually going back because I've got an engine management light that comes on intermittently, and it's not a I know it's not a fault of the engine. I know nothing's failed in the no sensors failed or anything like that. But it's like a math sensor or something like that, or
You
little
have you tried
correlation.
clearing it yourself, or you're not going to bother?
Yeah, I mean, I clear it on the daily because it's
Oh, okay.
it's there. I've got one of the little boxes on the
You got a
on
little
the side.
Carly sort of thing.
No, I've got one of those, but this I can't remember what it's called. It's like a boost gauge, but it does
Mm.
boost. It does 0 to 60. It does
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
I know
little
what one you're
thing,
talking about. Yeah,
and that
goes in the
clears fault
OBD port.
codes. Yeah, that clears fault
Yeah,
codes. Yeah, it goes in
yeah.
the OBD port underneath. That's really good. And yeah, so it flashes that up. Probably every other time I drive it, it flashes up. So it's going back, and he'll sort it out. I'll just
Yeah,
a couple
100%,
of hours.
100%. Well, you got to drive that 500 brake Golf R, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's bonkers that thing.
Yeah. How much
A
petrol did
lot
you
of
do that?
stuff done to that. A lot
How
of
much
stuff done
petrol
to
did you do that one drive?
not as much as you think. It was doing 35 miles to the gallon on the way back.
What,
Like
the Golf?
yeah, the Golf. Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
and
And 500
I mean,
brake as well.
if you have it on instantaneous miles
Mm.
per gallon, it was like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you're nailing it around. It says like
Mm.
4 miles to the gallon or something. If you're nailing it, but
Mm.
on a long journey, like not giving
Yeah.
it,
Mm.
I was scared of that. That was
Oh yeah, I
freaking
think 500
insane.
brake. My friend, he
It
actually had
was
a tuning.
600. It was 600
Oh, was
brake, but
600 brake?
it was turned down when I had it. It was turned down
Oh, okay.
to
They didn't, they
498 or
didn't,
something.
they didn't trust you with that amount of power.
No, I think they were running it. They were running it on
Yeah.
the track,
Mm.
and I think he just backed off a bit because it was
Yeah, probably
too much.
heat,
Didn't need it.
temperatures, I reckon.
Yeah, manifold. It's been through like 3 manifolds that car apparently.
Yeah, well, 600 brake. What do you expect?
And that was the GTI as well. It's not an R.
Oh, okay.
The R's got
so
the R's got
one,
a more
yeah,
uprated
one
engine.
thing. My only experience of tuning boxes. My friend had a 135i. I think I told you about this car, didn't I? He blew it up, put a hybrid on it, blew it up.
God.
Pretty much. He had
How
a
did you do that?
JB4 on it, and that kept giving gearbox errors. So
What was
he
he
took that.
running?
I think he was about 400 from a 135i. It was a 2015. About
What is the
400 brake.
135i? Is it 2 litre?
No, it's a 3 litre straight six. It's the it's the
3 litre.
N55 engine.
Okay. I'm not
But
that familiar
yeah,
with BMW.
no, so the
the numbers.
the M40 engine, which is a B58. That's the same engine as a Supra.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
a nice engine. That.
Yeah, very
Um,
good. Very. It's a diesel. It's actually a diesel block, but you can push 1,000
is it?
brake out of those. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Closed. It's
Strong engines.
a closed deck engine, so that's why
I
you can
went
push so much
past one of
power.
those. I went past the
Mm.
Z4 the other
Or
day.
yeah.
It was screaming, and I went past it.
Do you
It's just
ever
quite funny.
like have food with you when you drive? Do you ever like have McDonald's or anything like because you're automatic, you can just eat nuggets
Oh,
and
it's
just
great.
chat
It's
people.
great.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? That is.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah.
You know, having that one hand free just to do whatever
Yeah.
you want,
Sit on
or
your
even
phone.
even two hands. Yeah, mine's it will the TT will steer itself if you
Oh, you've got the
just
flat bit at the bottom as well, haven't you? So you can just put your knees on it.
you
Wait for
can
a
stick
straight
your
bit of
knees in the
road.
bottom. Yeah. It doesn't
This
like
car.
it if you leave it on lane correction mode.
Oh yeah,
After
yeah.
after a little
Does
while, it goes beep, take control.
yeah. What does it do when you don't indicate, like to move lanes? Does it absolutely hate you for that?
If you've got it on, yeah, it goes blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah. Like
yeah,
it
yeah,
won't
yeah,
let
yeah.
you.
Yeah. So the car we had a A1 in Germany,
Yeah,
and I've got a really bad habit of not indicating, and it really hated you. Like it really forced, like it was real aggressive to put you back in the lane.
yeah, they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like any of that stuff. I normally just turn it off. Um,
I
anything
think
assisted.
I think MTech is challenging you to a race, by the way, with his
It's a
S3.
race with the S3. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we can do that. You yourself
I'll
said that it was quick when you went in
I'll happily be the I'll be the track girl. I don't mind.
I want to get
Mm,
a. We've got some friends that have got TTs as well. There's a little group that I'm sort of part of. Shout out to you lot if you're watching. But I want to get. There's some good cars in that group. There's some like stage 1 TTRS, which is like
I want to
500
give it a go.
horsepower. Like, and there's like that's stage 1. So just a map with
Yeah.
the Daza V6. Those cars are so quick. It's just so underrated. Expensive though, but yeah, no, I want to. It'd be great to get a strip and just get a day like for all of the
Yeah,
boys and just yeah,
100%.
that'd be
We need
that'd
to
be
work
proper
out.
good.
We need to work out a place as well where we can do this e-bike racing as well. I think that'll be quite good.
Yeah, yeah, all this stuff would be
Um,
good. Steve's
so
bike
we've
as
got
well. We've got to do
yeah.
do a rip with that because that's going to be
Well, the
that's going to
tandem.
be
See what,
close.
yeah. So the cold shoulder it matches perfectly to this.
So
It's about
yeah, cold shoulder is where Charles
mm,
kind of
yeah.
prepares a question ahead of time, and I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. Just for anyone that wants
I'm
to know
not.
what
I'm
that
not just
means.
like ghosting Andy or anything, you know.
Or the other way around. So
Yeah.
this this cold shoulder, this week's cold shoulder is.
It's about stop start.
Oh, for God's sake! Yeah, hate
Do you
it.
use it? Do you use it in the TT, or have you turned it off permanently?
I turn it. The button that you
Yeah.
press to turn it off is
Yeah.
kind of worn out. Like not worn out, but it's got like a like a mark on it where it's been hit every time I get in it. Yeah. Do you know what? I think you can turn it off.
Yeah. Oh,
with
you
like,
should be able to.
with
I've done it on mine
programming.
with my Beamer code, a Beamer code.
I've not worked out how to do it.
Yeah.
With,
So
ODB
the reason
tools
why
and stuff.
the reason why I turn mine off is because every time I stop start my car, it does a cold start. Which
Does it?
if I had the standard car, wouldn't be
Sounds
too
nice.
bad.
Yeah.
But if I'm in traffic,
Oh.
yeah, exactly, and everyone knows I'm a cheapskate.
Do they do really? They do a cold start every.
Yeah, every time they do, every time a stop start happens, it's a cold start. It's only for like a few seconds, like the valve closes.
So it's a cold shoulder start.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, interesting.
Do you think it actually saves fuel as well?
I've got no idea. I mean, yours won't be, will it? Surely doing that.
Well, I don't know. It all depends. I think it all depends
on
what
the engine,
situation
doesn't it?
you're in. Like me
Yeah.
driving to work, where I don't really stop. Like I get stuck in a bit of traffic on the up the hill on the way to Welling.
I don't know. It's a weird one. I mean, the fact that the cars you have to have a massive battery to cope with that.
Oh, you have to pretty much uprate everything, don't you? You have a big battery. You have to have a better starter motor. You have to have the electronics.
That on and off, starting on and off, on and off. The funniest thing I saw was when I went to Devils and Ben had his twin turbo R8, and he came in And he came in like drove into where the unit was, and it was like, wah! Like this noise on idle, this just like wah! And then he just went and just pulled to a start, and he went ow! And then when he went to reverse, and he went whoa! And then he was just like on and off because
Yeah.
he had to start stop.
I'm just trying to work
and then
out.
he just sort of rolled back.
Isn't that like getting Buckingham Palace and they're not using most of the rooms because of its
Yeah. And then when we went
furniture
out in
carpet?
it, exactly when we went out in it,
Mhm.
we come to a junction. It was like, "Argh!" I was like, you still got to stop on it. It's like, yeah.
Mm.
That's so
That is
funny.
literally having Buckingham Palace and just saying, yeah, not using that room because the carpets get worn out.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So the other, I think it's all depends what situation. If you're driving into London, where you're going to be, or Cambridge, or somewhere mass population live,
Yeah.
I think it's going to save you money. But around here, how often do you really stop, or how often are you stopped? Like
Yeah.
you think of your drive to Harlow,
Mm.
you're going to go straight down the 414, aren't you?
Mm.
From yours, you're going to follow the A414 all the way, aren't you?
It's whenever you come to a traffic light or something, isn't it? That's when it.
Yeah, but how
it
often does
turns
that
up.
actually happen?
Quite a lot in Hartford.
Yeah. Oh, if you
At the
go through
moment.
Hartford, yeah. But if you're going down the Gascoigne Way, you're going
Yeah,
to be
you're
fine.
not using. Yeah. It's not turning on and off, is it much?
No.
So it is pretty pointless. So I do just literally just most of the time just turn it off.
Again, it comes down to it's like the ICOM 705 again, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I'm so jealous of that radio. It is unreal. It's
need to
pretty
get your
much a
licence.
standard. It's a standard thing, isn't it?
Get your license, get one.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. Right, let's move on because we are running out of time rapidly. Using the e-bike to commute in winter.
Yeah, well, I was running around today
Yeah,
on the on the little
in the
fat
rain.
bike. Yeah, in between the rain when it stopped.
Oh, okay.
For absolutely freezing. I'm like, oh, God,
Yeah.
why am I doing this? But I'd rather be cold than be stuck in traffic going through this town because it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
nightmare.
Actually, it's been really
It's a
bad
nightmare.
recently, isn't it? There was
Yeah,
something going on the A1 on Tuesday night when I was coming back.
yeah. Hopefully, it won't be tomorrow. 'cause
There was
that's
something
gonna
going on
be
the
a bit of a nightmare.
M25
There's
yesterday.
always something in the
I heard.
M25 at the moment.
I don't care
That
what happened.
marshland over. I was
Yeah,
going to say, over by the where the model aircraft strip is.
Archers. Oh yeah.
I went over there today, and it was like it was just marsh, proper marsh, like
Was it?
that
Was it?
much
Was it?
water.
I love it. I love it when people hate this. Was it moist?
It was moist. That word,
Yeah.
moist.
Yeah.
But it just went sailing through it, no problem at all.
Yeah.
It just cut
So
through it.
what would you?
That bike.
See, I put down on these notes.
Mm.
I haven't had the e-bike out since I came off it. Do you remember when I done my front wheeling?
Oh, really? That was ages ago.
Yeah. I think I've got I'm saying I've got PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, it's been out. My brother-in-law has been riding it a lot with my
Just
dad
get
because
back on it.
dad's got a Trek now, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
So it's a bit unfair. It's a bit unfair that he's got an e-bike and my dad's got an e-bike and my brother-in-law
Ah,
hasn't.
I
So
see. So your dad's
they're
got
both
an
the same
e-bike.
power. Yeah, so he's got a Trek. I'll send you a picture of it at some point actually because it's
Yeah.
very very nice. You have to go out on it at some point as well. He wouldn't mind
Yeah.
at all. So I put down here that you wouldn't go out in the wet and the rain. Like we're not. I don't think me and you.
Oh,
are
did you actually
serious.
put that? So when I
Yeah,
had said
yeah.
that, you were like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. I don't
I'd-
think I can't imagine us, getting our Lycra on, getting our helmets on, and going out like a full 29-mile sort of ride.
it's not what it's for me.
No,
That's all.
I don't think. I'm more of a, I like going fast on me, but I like going downhill. I like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For me, it's a way of getting about. It's not.
and I like going to the pub, sort of mid-ride.
Yeah, exactly. It's a commute. Yeah, it's commuting. It's commuting for me. Like just even though I'm not going to commuting to work or as such, but
yeah,
just going and getting some lunch or going and getting some bits or that's the way to do it. It's a lot easier doing that than it is jumping in the car. Just with the traffic and the problems and being able to just scoot round things, it's a lot better. So yeah, I'm still enjoying e-bikes very much. Just
so for the people that do the crazy amount of miles, we get this all the time, don't we, on the support? Will this bike do X amount of miles to my work and back?
Yeah, and
So
then when they get it, they soon realise it doesn't matter because
yeah,
they're
so
not going to hit the limit of their miles.
yeah, how would you like improve the situation for them?
In
Like, what
terms
would
of
you
what?
say to do? So, would you say like, well, obviously one big one's mud guards. We talked about this the other day, didn't we?
Oh yeah, 100%. You need mud
Yeah.
guards. You need
Would you say
really
adequate
some
clothing?
decent
Mm,
clothing that's going to keep you warm.
yeah.
Heated
Um,
gloves have been a brilliant
yeah,
thing
I
for
was
me
just
because I'll
about to
get
say
really
gloves.
really cold
Yeah.
hands.
Um,
Just
I did
generally
actually.
like even like if you're wearing a full face lid, people don't like doing that so much now because you look like you're riding a legal motorbike. But um, wearing a full face keeps you nice and warm, keeps your head nice and warm.
See,
Just
the problem I have for me is that I don't want to go to work covered in crap, pretty much.
yeah, see that's
But
the problem.
I'm quite lucky because there's actually a shower at my office.
Yeah, you still
So
got to
there is,
pedal though as well, aren't you? On that,
yeah.
so you're gonna.
Well,
It's like you
you
can't be
still.
bothered.
I want the exercise though. I want the weight loss.
Well,
So
that'd be good. I mean,
yeah. So this is why you said to me a vapor would be useless for you because you just sit on the throttle.
well, you don't have to, but
Yeah.
you find yourself if
Um,
you've got a throttle, then you
you
find
find yourself
yourself
using it more.
you just be using it, yeah, because
I
it's
would
like
absolutely. You need to get your one. You need to get your one over so I can go out on it. I'll show it some real sort of.
what the vapor.
Yeah, I won't be doing any burnouts like Steve did and broke it that day, but
Yeah,
that
needs
was pure asbo.
I need to put a new
Anything
controller on that.
anything else that you'd recommend? Just clothing, mud guards.
I was thinking you could make something heated for the seat of my
Yeah.
my Super 73
Yeah.
my Super 73 type thing that's got the long
Uh,
seat.
what do you reckon on
Um,
those? Have you ever seen the mitts that the moped guys use? Like
yeah,
they
what
go
that
right
cover the
over the
front.
throttle. Yeah, they go no, they go
Yeah.
right over the throttles, and they're like
Oh yeah,
real
yeah.
massive
Yeah, you put
gloves.
your
Have you ever
hands in
seen
them
those?
sideways. Yeah,
Yeah, have you
they're
seen
probably
those?
really good. They probably work really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather have gloves because you want two fingers on the brake, don't you?
Oh yeah. Well, no, that
Oh, I
goes
suppose
over the
they
brake.
do, don't they? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it goes like the whole unit goes over it. It's brilliant.
That is good actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
should
yeah.
get a set.
That's actually
You
a
should
lot
get
probably better than gloves.
you should get a set of those in green and stick it on the Super 73.
Yeah, it's not a Super 73, but
Oh,
it
okay.
is. It's a rip off of one, isn't it?
Oh,
That
okay, okay.
that bike. But yeah, it's good. I like those bikes. I'm really liking that sort of bike at the moment with the long seat.
Yeah.
Just jump on it, sit on it. You can take people on the back if you
That's
want.
that's so strange. Has Helen jumped on it yet or
Always. We went
yeah.
round the park just for
Yeah.
fun at the weekends. I
Did
can't be
you
bothered to get my
go up
bike
to
out.
the did you take her up to the calf on it as well?
Yeah, we've been all over the place on it.
Honey,
Yeah.
honey, I'm not taking you on a date, but we're not taking all our free cars. We're going to go on the bike.
Yeah. Oh dear. Funny.
So our next subject is computer backups.
Computer backups.
Yes.
What are
So
they?
completely change. I feel like this is quite a changey subject here.
Yeah, swing into another
Yeah.
thing completely.
So I put down here, me and you have a lot of files and content.
Yeah.
What we do with our content is it's not pornography. Don't think that, please don't. It's very unknown, but I'm actually a photographer for a living.
Give yourself
Say
a
a side hustle.
photos.
I'm
Photos
really, I
by
feel like,
Charles.
yeah, get me on Instagram, photos by Charles _. I feel like I'm digging a hole here, talking about, content and all that sort of stuff. I hate the word. You know, I got called a content creator the other day. I really hate that.
Yeah, you know what I do as well.
Yeah. Do you ever hate the older YouTuber thing, or do you quite like that?
Well, do you know what?
Mm.
It's probably not as cool as it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's become more like a job now.
So
People say, "Oh,
on the subject of putting you into categories that you probably don't exist in, what would you call yourself, a data hoarder?
yeah." I've got currently a folder entitled desk tidy
Yeah.
_ the month, and basically everything from my desktop goes in the desk tidy folder each month.
Yeah.
So I've got, it doesn't happen every month, but there'll probably be like January, March, July, and those things are like gigabytes. Those folders have got like rendered videos in it, stuff that's just dumped, and then they'll just get moved somewhere else and never used again. So what is the point?
Now, you've been putting. I didn't put this down, but I'm going to ask this question: are you now hating yourself because you want to make TikTok content with your old content? Now, going to look for that content is very stressful now, isn't it? Because you've not done.
I've not organised it right. Actually, the
Exactly.
video titles on YouTube are not the video titles of the files.
Oh,
So
God, that sounds disastrous.
it is a nightmare. So I don't really bother. I mean, what I will do, you can download your own video on Creator Studio on YouTube. So you can just hit download. The only problem is, obviously, it doesn't matter for me because all my music is mine. So I won't get any copyright issues with TikTok or anything like that. But yeah, you can just literally just download the whole video, and then the problem with like doing that is the aspect ratio, because it's portrait. Everything's portrait, isn't it? So all videos on YouTube are landscape, like 16:9. So
I wasn't actually planning to do this, but I'm going to do it. Show off the old screen. So you've not actually ever seen this. So this is my drive in my. So I'm going to get on to where this exists in a minute.
You're way too organised.
Right, so this is per year. So 2018. So
these are all your
numbers. There's even numbers. So the Tenerife one was a bit of a weird thing that I need to sort out. But there's
was it that dodgy weekend in Tenerife?
Yes, it was. No, I'm kidding. It's the first holiday me and Chloe.
That should be zip filed with a password. That one.
So pretty much we've got quite stuff. Stuff that's very, very organised. So we'll go to the car meet because obviously cars. So we've got pictures of cars, and we follow this on so we can go to 2019 as well. So 2019 August.
Great confidence in what's in these folders. Aiming this out to.
It's pretty much. It's just photos. That's all it is. Water park at the Three Lakes. That was one of Chloe's birthdays.
Just quickly, what PC are you using here? Is it a built
My desktop? Yeah, I built it. It's i9. This is the server though. So,
okay. It's on a share, is it that?
Yeah. So I can show you the information on this as well, actually. So this is quite a massive server. So I built it years ago. It's actually got 8 terabyte drives in it. In RAID 6. So I'm losing. Oh, why is it always when someone's watching?
So you can have all the raids in the world, but
it's actually in RAID 6. So you lose 2 drives for redundancy.
Okay.
So you end up with 43.6. You're not striping. No, this is.
No, you're not.
No, so this is actually using. So I've got 43.676 terabytes.
Wow.
Usable.
Good amount of storage there.
Yeah, so we've got all the virtual machines there. So the file server that's where all these files are hosted. It does mean that I could probably take pictures for the next 10 years and still have a load of storage. There is other stuff on that. There's other stuff on that server. There's CCTV. There's a Plex server with all my Blu-ray backups. Have you actually used that yet? Yeah, have you used that yet?
No,
I gave it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. No, I haven't actually.
I'll have a look on there. 'Cause there's great films on there.
Right.
What else have I got on there? So I've just put up a Minecraft server for my friends. Quite enjoying that. So it comes around to the question as well. When are you going to do yourself the same sort of thing? When are you going to get yourself a NAS?
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, we need to. It's so easy to put together. Just get one of the old.
Or just.
I would just for you, for what you're set up. You don't really need to run virtuals, do you? So I would suggest. I wanted to run Windows pretty much, but for yourself, I would suggest getting a Synology, and just putting the most amount of space, because as you know, videos. Our tech YouTuber friend, our tech YouTuber that everyone loves and watches, Linus Tech Tips. He's got petabytes of stuff now, hasn't he?
Wow, it is mad. It is mad. I mean, if you're being organised with it and you can go back. The thing is, it is quite useful to keep it, because I've had instances where like ITN or sort of some news like company or something like that want to use some clips, and they're like, I'll say, yeah, that's fine. Just grab the video, or I'll give you the video. I know we want it without music on. Once the video's rendered, that's it. Obviously, the music's baked
it's
in.
hard-coded,
So then you've got to go and rummage around trying to find the files. And the times that I've been asked to do it, I've actually had the files. So it's been all right, but it might catch you out.
The other thing as well is, I think we're both the same. We both like high quality media. Like we wouldn't want to you wouldn't want to hand out a 480p video, would you? Now these days, you'd want to give it in 4K.
It amazes me some of the stuff that you see on the news and stuff like that. Quality of that video, like
no, it's just what they've
terrible.
got though. Sky News will go to a webcam.
Yeah, they will. Like, doesn't have to be broadcast ready any day. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the phone call, Andy. When we're going to put a NAS together, I'll happily come round.
I think I need to. I need to do a PC build before that. Really.
Yeah, we can do that as well. That's I can do that with my eyes closed now.
I've got I fired up a Raspberry Pi to do something this afternoon, and I was like, "Whoa, that is fast!" Like how snappy everything runs. Like boot time, like terminals opening, web pages opening. It's fast. It's like
Yeah, the Raspberry Pi. Is it? Do you know what it was? Raspberry Pi 4.
No, it's not a 4. It's a 3. So it's not the fastest. I want to get a 4. Actually,
yeah, the 4 can run Windows 11 on ARM.
Yeah, I know.
It's insane, isn't it?
It is mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
do have one question for you as well. Would you call yourself a data hoarder?
Yeah, you asked me that. I said yeah.
Did I? Yeah. Oh. I'll happily admit any day of the week I am a data hoarder.
Yeah, 100%. I've got so
there is a big thing here as well. Big question. Would you say cloud is a good storage medium for you?
Oh God, I hate cloud stuff.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You can. Yeah. So I dabble in a bit of cloud.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I've got Google Drives. 100
So I use Google Photos and I use Google Photos and Google Drive for delivery to clients.
Yeah, it's easy for better than we send it or whatever that.
Yeah, we transfer.
WeTransfer.
The other thing as well is I have a service. You need to look into this, Andy. Live Drive, it's called. For $15.99 a month, you can have 5 computers backing up, unlimited.
Okay.
And you get 5 terabytes of cloud storage. Which you can map as a drive to Windows, which is quite cool.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I often think I suppose there's some things like projects. I'm just trying to think what I would be really upset if like one computer died tomorrow. Like what inconvenience that would have for me. And probably I don't know, because what I'm trying to say is most of the data on the computers is actually like apps and app data. Music project files would be a shame, but it's not like there's anything really that I'd want to be that bothered about losing. So if a computer went down,
I'm the same as you. I've got nothing on my computer apart from games.
Yeah,
like everything can be replaced. Like you can reinstall Adobe quite easily, can't you?
Yeah,
you can reinstall all the freeware apps we use, because we use quite a bit of freeware apps, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, the number of times I've folded out, I've just got a new computer and just started using it. What do you need to do these days? Everything is pretty much accessed online, isn't it?
If you lost a project, okay, I'm going to give you a scenario here.
If you're doing rendering and stuff like that,
if you lost, say, your Turkey, do you remember where you took your drone up in Turkey and you flew around? If you lost all the video files, I'm guessing you still got them because they are fantastic files.
Yeah.
If you lost all those, would you be hurt?
I mean, I've made the content I needed to make with those files.
Yeah.
If I'd have lost it before that, then I would be pretty annoyed. But it's not like I'm going to be going through looking at those again. I don't.
You see,
Maybe now and again.
I'm completely opposite. I look at all my photos, the old
Do you?
photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do once when I've done it. Like when I came back, I kept obsessing over it, kept looking at them, going, "Wow, that looks really good." But after I've done that and made the video, I probably won't look at it again.
One thing that really I do enjoy doing is like, I remember that night, this happened, that happened.
Yeah, photos
And
are good.
I want to show, like, in years to come, how, I've got a good interest in history, a lot. So like the history of Hartford, and come 30 years time, I want to show those photos to people, and I remember that.
Yeah,
I love that.
No, it's useful, that, isn't it?
Nostalgia. Right. So, do you want to go on to our next subject, or should you want to go to comments, because we are slowly running out of time here?
Yeah, we'll do questions really, because
yeah, we can save the next subject's about VPNs, and we can save that for next week.
Yeah, do some questions quick. And
there was one earlier about a electric Vespa.
Electric Vespa.
Yeah, so he's I'm looking to a mod to unrestrict the 30-mile-an-hour limit. Any ideas of software or hardware?
Oh, blimey! Do you know someone's just got banged up for
Oh, really?
for selling? No, that wasn't that actually.
No, it was the Amazon thing you sent me, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the Amazon thing, wasn't it? I'm getting confused.
I think some Karen was just saying about it, wasn't she? Or
yeah, something like that. It's yeah, there's something about bike. The police are cracking down on modified. I don't know things.
I think it will become a bigger thing slowly and slowly.
Yeah, it will. I don't know. I mean, you just have to find out what sort of controller it's got. How it's set up. A lot of the time, you can open up. If you open up where the controller is, there might be a wire that's connected, and that puts it into sort of a restricted mode. And if you get in there, you can actually unplug that wire. Some of these controllers have got like a white wire that's joined together, and when you unplug it, it will just open it. If you can't do it through the screen.
I'm just thinking of movies and bombs now. No, you said cut the wire. It's always the red one, isn't it?
Yeah. But yes, I've got one here. That how many hobbies have you had?
Depends what day of the week it is. What have you had? I want to list the hobbies you've had since I've known you.
Well, it hasn't changed. It hasn't really changed.
Are you still detailing the TT?
I mean, that's like a. I don't know what I said car valeting was always like something I kind of dabbled in. Yeah, I'll always be interested in it. It's not like something I'm going to do all the time. But
as you know, I'm 30 this year in like a few months. It's a month away now, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Wow.
I've asked my parents. I've asked my parents, and they're going to go collectively into it. I've asked for a Flex Hoover, so it's like a battery. It's like a battery Hoover. It's not cheap. It's
I haven't seen that.
The Hoover's like 116 quid.
Yeah.
And then the batteries, for 2 batteries and a charger, is like 250 quid.
Yeah, it's batteries for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a sort of superpower.
Oh yeah, portable Hoover.
Portable. Good.
Yeah,
that sounds nice.
Yeah, the detailing guy on YouTube.
Does it suck water up?
Yeah, it's wet and dry, and it's a blower as well.
Good. Useful. I'll have to show me that when you get it. It's loads of hobbies. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a proper hobby guy.
Yeah, e-bikes, Linux machines, tech.
I'm not happy
keyboards,
unless I've got something sort of like on the
keyboards,
back burner, something.
electric cars, ice
music.
cars. Have you ever done any radio modifications in your car? Like you put a sub in and
in the old days,
crazy with that?
In the old days, I'd be doing that. I'd be doing that all the time.
I cannot wait to see a sub in the Twizy.
It'd be quite funny. But yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I'm quite a hobby sort of person. I keep meaning to get more radios.
I think. I mean, I like to obviously push the thing, do what, maybe because I've got the time to do it. I sort of push things past what maybe kind of the average person would do, doing
Oh,
that
100%.
because of
Yeah.
time constraints. Like, actually, I'd quite love to just been able to just dip in and just be happy, just like doing this. But I tend to get really obsessed with things, and when I get
Yeah.
really obsessed with it, I just go into it. Like, I'm on this packet radio thing at the moment, and it's just it's just taken over. I was in a I've got a terminal open here on this other computer, and I'm chatting to people over radio. Text. It's mad. I've just managed to like find out how this all works. Logged in, had no help from anyone else. Just worked it all out, just from online stuff, and yeah, suddenly just talking to someone on the other side of the country just by text typing. It's just nuts. It's absolutely crazy.
MTech's put a question in. Why cloud your files? Everything stored over the internet is 100% safe. If you like to store your cloud private data. So MTech, there is something there was something we were going to talk about. It is secure. There is an encrypted line, so HTTPS between you and your upload. The uploads are encrypted.
Yeah, but how do you know it's secure in?
You just got to trust people, haven't you? Just
we
want to
got
say thank you for all the e-bike vids. I'm now proud owner of a Ado A26.
Ada A26. Nice
Ado,
one.
yeah. Thanks,
Thanks
Andy,
so
mate.
much for that.
What you're
Yeah,
doing.
thanks, Jamie. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Really good. It's nice to know. I mean, I haven't done a lot of e-bike content lately. I'll tell you why. It's just the fact that I think I've come to a point where not that much new stuff was kind of happening, so I just haven't really, if something, I've said this before in videos, if something sort of comes out tomorrow that's kind of game changing everything, I'll be jumping on it. No problem.
Have you
at all.
seen the? I'm not sure if they've got them to market not yet, but they're looking at geared e-bike motors, weren't they?
Well, I've got geared hub motors.
Yeah.
If you
No,
talk
like
about
it's
that.
in like inside the gearbox was a pretty much inside the hub drive in the mid drive.
In the mid drive, the mid drives
Yeah.
are what? Okay, like what? Changeable gears, so you can flick through the gears.
I think I'm not sure, to be honest. I know it was quite a big thing when it came out.
Because mid drives are full of gears, like inside.
Yeah.
That's how they get the torque. But yeah, if you can actually do the gears that you would do, like replace your rear sprocket. Is that what they mean? So you're direct driving.
I believe so. I've just had a quick.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
the article. I've got the article here actually.
Yeah.
The bike on here has got. It's only got one sprocket. So you're at 1-to-1 there, aren't you? With that.
Yeah, you are. But obviously, there's gearing in the hub.
Yeah. But that's impressive that you're at 1-to-1. I've never seen that on a bike before. Not even on a
going from.
Yeah. So
from the front to the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a single speed, isn't it? But
yeah. Yeah, but it's at 1-to-1. Normally, you've got a big one at the front and a little one at the back.
Okay. Same number of cogs. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So, it's got a CVT in it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's got pretty much this Honda Jazz, but an e-bike.
Where's that roll-off drive thing where it's like the hub in it? The gears are in the hub and it's all closed. It's really expensive.
It's got 130 newton meters of torque.
130. The Vapor Mate, the M620's got 160.
Yeah, but this is only 250 watts.
Okay, 250 watts. Well,
I don't think my high bike has got that amount. I think it's 90 newton meters of torque.
I think your high bike peaks at about 750 watts anyway.
Yeah, you reckon so? Even though it's got the legal sticker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. They all do. Yeah. They all push. All push it because it's continuous rating. Not there's ways around it. Yeah. Anyway, no one's going to test. No one's going to test it. And when they certify them.
Yeah. So I was having this chat with Chloe. Like, what power do you want to go with hers? She wants to do 200. She wants to do the 2 kilowatt.
Yeah, I mean it's like a 2
she still wants, she still wants to borrow that fat bike as well.
Thanks, MTech. Appreciate the coffee. We'll have to have a real one soon. Cheers, mate. We have to test that antenna out as well. So yeah, what other questions have we got? Is there anything on Discord?
I'll check the Discord. I did put it on there earlier. I don't know if you got the old. I didn't bother with a cheese board today. I don't know if anyone noticed or not. I did feel a bit mean that I had cheese and Andy didn't the other week.
I've got some gold chocolate coins.
Yeah, I was expecting you to have something like, you know, you trying to one up
Something
me
like
with the cheese board.
that. No, not like me. I wouldn't do that.
Lewis hasn't piped up tonight as well. Or
No, he
Rog.
hasn't. Roger Dodge.
I did invite him, but he had no idea on any of these subjects. So
Yeah, no, I think he wants to come on next week. I think I was planning on doing something. Well, we'll do another radio related
yeah,
thing next week.
mm,
And then
it might be worth
maybe yeah.
him coming up with the bits and pieces actually, because I think I have sort of pushed my radio knowledge to its limit with that last one.
Yeah, well, yeah, get some more. Yeah, those
I've got
questions were good. We enjoyed those questions.
Yeah,
They were good
I've
questions.
got I've got him on WhatsApp now, so I didn't have that luxury last time. So
Yeah.
so what were your thoughts on the Vector Typhoon? Sorry.
Typhoon. I haven't. What is the Vector Typhoon?
Absolutely silent, fast suspension e-bike.
The Vector stuff's usually pretty good.
It does look good. It looks like a small version of the Kirby bike.
You have to bear. Right, I'm just. It's alright. It's loading. Oh, okay. So it's like the.
It's an enduro bike, definitely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on that.
Yeah.
Well,
10,
I mean,
10
it's probably.
yeah,
It's going to be better.
10 kilowatt as well.
So, as in terms of like buying that for $5,499,
And remember the
it's
20
10 kilowatts.
You got the 20% VAT on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's still. This has been around for a while, hasn't it? I mean, it's still like a.
It's pretty much a cheap version of the B52, the bomber. Yeah,
Which was cast as a bomber. I mean, the thing with Arto Rogulski is the guy behind Vector.
Yeah.
His stuff's good. It is good. The quality's good, and decent company. Nothing bad to say there. You're paying for it. You're paying for like pretty high end stuff. The batteries are going to be good in those, and but obviously it ships. I don't know where they ship from. Germany, I think.
It looks at tits as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, they're nice bikes. Good.
It looks
good
like
bike.
it would murder you, like if you ran over by it.
Yeah, it's going to be heavy, isn't it? 60 kilos.
Yeah,
So
that's more of it. That is definitely an electric sort of
off-road thing.
sort of it's an electric dirt bike, really, isn't it? Let's be honest.
He does some great stuff, videos wise, and like his sort of promotional stuff for this bike, because they're not that far away from like the real mountainous area, like the Alps or something like that. There's some really good footage of these bikes like blasting through like the snow and stuff. It looks like right fun.
What
good
tires?
It's a good bike, basically. Yeah.
What tires would you put on that if you had one of those? Like, you'd have to go dirt bike tires, wouldn't you?
I've got Sur-Ron tires on my one.
Do you know what? I didn't even know they did tires.
Well, yeah, you can get the tires.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect, like, you'd never expect BMW to do a
tire.
tire.
It's because they're so difficult. That size is such a difficult size to find. Like a 19-inch rim.
Yeah,
like it's like it's a vintage. It's actually a vintage motorcycle size, like tire, and they're quite difficult to find.
Yeah, the other thing as well is the torque. Like, you need a tire that can handle the torque.
Yeah, and they do wear out pretty quick. But I've got to say they do go well on those knobbly tires. They grip like hell. But yeah, these bikes have been around for a long time. They're just nothing really new. But
Well, you've got there's quite a old fan like myself. I built a couple of e-bikes thanks to the early videos. Flying a Dorsis. I recommend you do check out Steve's channel, because he's got some great videos on building e-bikes and stuff like that.
Yeah, Steve's check that out, because Steve's kind of carried on where I sort of kind of left off with doing the builds. He just does every number of sort of builds.
Did you see the rage earlier from Steve?
No.
It was very. I feel like that is a very justified subject, and I think we should talk about that at some point, actually.
Probably. Yeah, so I don't know if there's any more,
I'm completely behind Steve on that sort of that argument, without a doubt.
Yeah, no, he's I feel he's paying a lot of the time. Some of the
Yeah.
stuff he says, but yeah, like a ROM but noisy. Yeah, that is the problem with so ones. They're noisy. The geared system. They're not like massively fast either. I think.
Did I ever tell you I met a YouTuber once that has like he's nearly got 1 million subscribers now.
Wow.
Little Harry, he's got a server on and he just wheelies it around London. Little Harry, yeah.
Did you meet him? Have you met
Yeah,
him?
I met him. I went to him in his car as well.
Really?
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I went to go
Yeah,
get
they
my
don't. I liked it
yeah,
when they were doing the little mini bikes and they were like burning around
yeah.
London on the mini
Yeah,
bikes.
so I went round to go get my windows tinted, and I turn up there, and this guy's in he looks like 12, but he's not 12. Yeah, and he's got like a diesel like AMG Mercedes. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
no.
what? I was thinking that's a bit weird. Like he's all wrapped as well. It was all like nice, and he said, "Oh yeah, lads, I'm going to Greg's. Do you guys want anything?" I said, "Oh, can I come with you?" And I jumped in his car, and I had no scoop. Greg's was only around the corner. It was over in you know exactly where it is, Essex Tints.
Yeah.
A guy called Paul. You probably know that guy actually, Paul. It was a
somebody's recommended.
yeah,
me him.
yeah. Nice guy. Give him a call if you want tints. 100%. I jumped in his car and he was like, "Oh, you don't know who I am?" And I was like, "Sorry, mate, I can't say I do." And he's like, "Oh,
Really?
yeah."
He
didn't
said
know who you were.
that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know
I
who I am?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't like really bad with it. He was just like, "Oh, I'm a YouTuber." He didn't say the old. He wasn't a dick in any way, shape, or form. He was such a nice guy.
It's all right, yeah. Most
yeah,
sort of YouTube people are all right,
yeah,
aren't they? But
yeah,
maybe
100%.
maybe he thought the way because you wanted to get in. Maybe he thought,
Yeah,
does he know?
yeah, no, yeah. So he
I got recognised in Morrison's.
Oh, did
The
you?
other day. Shout out
That's
to I can't. I don't think you told me your name actually, but yeah, you know who you are. Very nice. I was literally I just threw some clothes on and just went to get a blooming some roast dinner stuff on a Sunday.
How often does it actually happen?
It's probably at least once a month.
Once a month. So I've actually got my dad's friend is actually on Trucking Hell. Have you seen that TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy called Steve Knight, he won't mind me saying this at all. He's my dad's friend.
Oh wow.
And we went to a party recently, and he was there.
Funny.
And I was doing, you know how I do the old, I think I do it to you every now and then. Is that the real Andy Kirby? I pretty much did that on a mass scale, and I was drunk. So it was like 10 times worse that I think I normally do to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had a good night. He had a good night of that. But I said how many times you've been recognised. He said about 3.
That's funny, isn't it? It is funny.
Do you reckon has Rog told you any stories about that? I reckon it'd be great listening to him say a few stories.
He's there.
Here he is. Speak of the devil.
Yeah, but he's not in any of his videos, is he, anymore? He doesn't do any camera stuff. So no one's going to know him, are they? Know his voice. Mm. I'm sure he has been... Oh, he's just tuned in. Yeah. We're going now anyway.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Dear.
How many times have you been recognised, Ringway?
Yeah,
that's what we want to know.
Say.
Yeah.
How many times have you been recognised whilst outwards? Come on the answer.
There is a bit of delay in there.
Yeah, a little bit.
About 10.
About 10. 10 times. Well.
About 5.
In about 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not in the videos, are you? So you're in my videos. I show the real. I show the real Ringway. The real Ringway. I show him with his glasses on and everything else.
When's he? Is he still coming down, or is he cancelled that?
Yeah, we're waiting for some good weather, really, because it's just been terrible, isn't it? We need to be out and about doing some radio experiments and different things. So, yeah, which you're going to help, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
Still coming.
Still coming.
Right.
Yeah, should we
20
start doing our
past 9.
freeze? Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
Yes.
So I'm going to get on the radio and do something.
You got your radio close, have you? Mine's here.
Oh, naughty.
Did you speak to Lewis about what happened yesterday as well?
What, the balloon?
Yeah. Did you tell him about
Yeah,
that?
no, he loved that. He loved that. He loves all
Yeah.
that stuff. He was the one that
Listen to
told me
that.
that if you can go and find the the Motorola, you can go and find the balloons.
Yeah.
Stick your BFM on
Yeah.
and you'll hear me.
What am I going to?
Go to 145,450, but you won't be able to talk back because you haven't got a license. You'll hear me. You'll hear this. What is it? What did I say? 450.
I've only got the rubber ducky on though.
M6JK on the frequency. Listening. Do you get that?
Yeah, you hear it.
Turn it up. M6JKA on the frequency. Listening. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean
It's
I
coming
can't
through.
hear you, but I can't.
This
hear
is actually
the sound
quicker. The radio's quicker than the Discord.
Oh, it will be massively quicker because it's the speed of light, isn't it? That's why radio is better than the internet.
Yes, right. So let's give our 73s.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. 73s.
Yeah.
Right.
Get on the old radio lingo. I've been practicing for me.
Catch you later, Jamie. Catch you later, everyone else. Thanks to Charles for the questions and cold shoulder subject and everything else.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be back next week. More videos coming. I don't know actually when the next video I've got coming is, but
you've been busy, haven't you?
Been a busy week. But anyway, guys, all good. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.
Guys.
Bye.